What is it?
Is that the one that's
I have no
current, or is
idea.
that the one that
No.
had
Harmonious
tacos?
Nobody
was-
knows, Becky. Nobody knows.
No one goes.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
Who's that Pokemon?
The newest variation of the replacements has more fireworks than the previous variation of the replacement.
It's back to Epcot forever or whatever, or for now. Whatever.
Oh, is that,
for now.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
I truly am not even going to look it up. There's no information on your screen. I didn't look it up in post edit.
There's
I just
no
truly don't care. If you care, look it up yourself.
Who's that Pokemon?
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by NotClub33.com. On the show today, we're talking about replacement attractions at Walt Disney World. Nothing's happened while we've been gone over the last couple weeks, has it? My name is Steve Rhodes. With me this week, it is Becky Wells.
hey.
Pat Neestad is with us.
What's up?
And Mr. Fun Fact himself, it's Bobby Burchins, the Disney Cynic.
You know that a Lego brick is so strong, it's actually stronger than concrete, and in fact would require 375,000 more Lego bricks stacked on top of it before the first one would collapse.
Wow. I mean, if you've ever stepped on one, solo Lego, I mean, I guess.
Absolutely.
That would corroborate that they are strong sons of guns, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, in theme with some happenings at Walt Disney World, some announcements, we're going to do a show about the worst replacements that have happened. This could be at a land, an attraction, anything like that at Walt Disney World. Becky, you've had the least amount of time to be a Disney Parks fan as you came on later in life. So we'll start with you, since the things that you know or you'll have less options than us because you didn't experience it back in the 80s when we all started going. But floor is yours.
The worst thing that I think that's been replaced. I have a funny one, but it's not my real answer, so that can be later. But the worst thing I think they did was changing Jungle Cruise to not let them go off script.
Oh,
does that count?
Yeah, no,
it does.
I mean, I don't care about the change from like the original concept with real animals.
Yeah.
That makes sense. More of just like in the last like 10, 15 years where they're like, hey, now you can have anything off this script and do parts of it, but you can't add your own spin consistently. And that's a bit sad. So that's mine.
No, I fully agree, because it used to be like each person had their own pizzazz and had their own thing, instead of just reading off of a menu of choices. You can choose one of these 8 phrases. Right. It's like, hey, let them. How do you think he came up with these? Let these guys, riff a little bit and make it.
Let performers perform. Let the face characters be the face characters. Let these people do what they're supposed to do. I mean, there's a long tradition, especially with the Jungle Cruise captains, of it yielding some great entertainers. So I don't know, maybe make that kind of like the goal position for some of that kind of performer.
Yeah, what if they did that to like actual face characters for meet and greets and stuff, and you go talk to Cinderella and your kid asks him a question, but they can only say one of 8 things? Yeah, that's just kind of how stupid.
I mean, that's
pretty. It's not far off, but yeah,
it's not. It's kind of close. There's a range, but the wiggle room is gone on Jungle Cruise, I think. So,
yeah,
that's a good call. That's a poor change on behalf of Disney,
for sure.
Bobby, I'm sure you have several grievances.
You know what? Let y'all go first. Y'all go first. Come on.
Okay.
Let's save mine for last. We all know what it's going to be. Come on. Just
Pat, do you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. I'm going to go to Epcot. I'm going to say Illuminations, when that was replaced with Epcot Forever, and then whatever it is. What
for now.
Yeah.
It's like 2 other things. Then they went back to Epcot for a minute.
Harmonious. Yeah, and then...
Oh, man.
What is it?
Is that the one that's current, or is that the one that
No.
Had
Harmonious
tacos.
Nobody
was-
knows, Becky. Nobody knows.
No one goes.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
But Illuminations was the best, right, of all
Yeah.
the Epcot shows, and I wish they'd just bring that back, and then everybody might be happy. Some people
Or
might
just-
not be. But.
Yeah.
Use the barges that you built and make a better globe that you can collapse. You know, just like make the show but better,
Mhm.
like in a bigger spectacle of it. I think a lot of fans would really appreciate something like that, because there really is something like special, more to me anyway, for Disney park stuff specific like Illuminations than there ever is for something like here.
Yeah. And I don't mind like the music and stuff they came up with, and making the IP stuff. It just wasn't as cool. I mean, just objectively. Right. Yeah.
Right.
And they said there was more pyrotechnics, and I didn't feel that way.
I'm sure they worked hard on it, but
I feel like it might have been like double the cannons, but they were right next to each other, so you couldn't see like the difference.
I will say that the newest variation of the replacements has more fireworks than the previous variation of the replacement.
I guess it's a step in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the Chapek one barely lasted a year, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it was. Well, yeah, because they announced it.
It took longer to build the barges.
Yeah. That was Harmonious, and then they acted like that was just supposed to be for the 50th anniversary, and then they played it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Ridiculous. And now it's back to Epcot Forever or whatever, or for now, whatever.
Oh,
for now,
is that what it's called? Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
I truly am not even going to look it up. There's no information on your screen. I didnn't look it up in post edit because I just truly don't care. If you care, look it up yourself.
Yeah.
And I truly still have no idea.
You see nothing.
Google that shit.
Well, I'm conflicted on my worst, but I just think because I'm a huge Horizons fan, but I don't think objectively Mission Space is that bad that it's the worst. So I'm gonna head back to Magic Kingdom, and Stitch's Great Escape for Alien Encounter was just the shittiest swap. I mean, that is. I mean, come on. What? How do you go from like a ride? I guess they wanted something that they could target more for younger kids,
Sure.
but at the end of the day, like, that there's going to be an alien walking around roaming the thing. Just don't bring your kid in there, and have something for an older audience, and 10 and up or something like that. Don't bring your 6-year-old in there. But God, the old ride was just, I mean, it was scary. Like, it was actually done well. The thing breathing on your neck and all, I mean, and then that Stitch crap, man.
I don't understand the popularity of Stitch. I just don't.
Neither do I. I don't get it.
I don't understand it. I don't know.
The movie's fine, but it's fine.
But it's hugely popular. I mean,
I know.
do a lot of stuff.
I know. Trust me.
Like, absurdly, that movie didn't even do so great because it was so different than the current styles, because it was more of a throwback style of animation, and it didn't do as well at the time, and it's just become this like powerhouse,
like a cult classic
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Well, the merch for Stitch is off the chain.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you won't find a Lilo doll anywhere. It's just Stitch.
No, just Stitch.
And then like the offshoot characters that aren't even in the main movie. But yeah, no Lilo.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
You know what, though? I do feel like the same could be said of like Goof Troop and a Goofy movie and all of that. Like, I don't know where you guys stand on that one, but like,
I liked it at the time.
That was such a great Disney classic to me. Like, that's a childhood nostalgia for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's that too. Like, that's a little bit of a bummer to me that's not more represented, I guess, too, on a character.
Yeah, they just kind of started with that again.
Special, yeah. I don't know. My kids still call alphabet. Yeah, they call alphabet soup Hi Dad soup. So
nice.
People freak out when they have like power line, like anything to do with power line. People just freak out. At least the adults do. The kids probably don't too much.
What do they know? They're not paying the bills.
Yeah.
And by the way, Steve, thank you so much for taking Stitch off the table, so I didn't have to feel conflicted about where mine was going to go, because there was a genuine conflict with it.
Stitch is bad.
I mean, it's damn bad, but since it's off the table, I have to now say it's the newest one. It is Muppets.
Sight unseen.
Sight unseen. Don't care. Yeah. And I know that this is pure emotion, pure me. I'm the only one who gives a fuck like this, right? I get it. And I
based on attendance in that theater, yes.
But I go into a very long-winded journey to figure this out. And what's bugging me the most is that this was one of the first attractions that I remember as a kid. And now that one is going away, and it's so special in terms of how it is in Muppet history and everything. And now I don't get to share that with my kid. And, I know that there's always that one attraction for everybody, right? That will be the one that just guts your soul when it goes. And it's coming for everybody.
Horizons.
Right? Horizons.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows they're going to come for Carousel of Progress. They're going to come for Tiki Room. They're going to come for them all at some point. And when it's yours, I hope you understand how I felt when I heard that news. I'm glad that they are going to do something with Muppets, obviously. And I think that Dr. Teeth in the Electric Mayhem is the perfect avenue for something like Rock and Roller Coaster, because then you can open up the catalog of music and expose it to more hits than just Aerosmith. So, and not to mention,
I hope they do an Aerosmith song.
Of course, I mean, like there should be one in there as like a tribute, but like,
I meant tribute.
So you'll get a different song, kind of like Guardians, I guess, and you'll switch it up, and
something like that. And if they end up doing this Muppet Courtyard thing that I've heard rumored, where they're just going to knock out that Cars thing and recreate Muppet Vision again.
Cars thing is gone.
I knew that.
It's done.
But if they make that into like a little rejected corner, which is what Muppets Courtyard genuinely is, and just let the Muppets be the Muppets over there, I will be better okay with it. It's just not going to be the same. I feel like because it's not going to be in the same theater.
No.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen.
Oh,
go ahead, Becky.
Oh, well, like when I was telling my husband about the change of that over, he's like, oh, so are they finally going to make that whole area be Muppets Courtyard now? The whole thing will be Muppets over there? Because that'd be smart. I'm like, wouldn't it be? I was like, what do you think? He goes, no, probably not, because why would they? But that would be a great idea.
My problem with
There's plenty of space to put little touches of things, even if it doesn't.
I guess my problem is they said that they were going to try to preserve it in some way. And what I don't want it to be is just something that I can just watch on Disney Plus. That's something that needs to be experienced in the flesh, so to speak, and to not have it occur in that way would not be the same. You just wouldn't be able to enjoy it in the same way that it was intended. So I just don't trust Disney at this point to be like good stewards with it, and I feel like that's fair after some of the stuff that they've done. But like, just know, like, I have some raw emotion about that, and like I cried real tears when we talked about it on our show.
Yeah, and the link to that show is floating above Pat's head on the screen there. It just aired on Monday, so you can go find that pretty simply. It's linked. With this whole thing, did you guys notice that the laugh floor was in the concept art? So
there's a lot of interesting things in that concept art.
Something coming with Tomorrowland, and you got that whole dead area with Stitch and the Speedway there, and Carousel of Progress. Could something be coming in that area? Yeah.
I've heard some rumors about the Stitch building and why they still haven't done anything with it. And so I don't know if they will.
Is it on a sinkhole like Horizons was?
Close. It's
what?
basically filled with asbestos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they can remove that. That's no problem.
So they
Call Pat.
slowly
It's just
phased out
grandfathered
making a
in.
break room for cast members.
What I don't understand why would they put that in the concept art? The laugh floor is there going to be 3 attractions there, or is that
There's some
laugh floor going to
interesting
go
things in
to
that concept art for
the
sure.
show
Yeah.
that's going to take over the Muppets area building?
Look, there's a part of me that just honestly thinks they just typed make
mess with
Muppets
people?
or Monsters Inc. area, and they knew that Disney had a laugh floor, so they just put that in there too. Like, it wouldn't shock me if that's what happened and nobody caught it.
AI their
Like,
own
that's-
concept art.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
AI.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some shit that they might do. So, especially to like rush an announcement or something like that. Like, some of the best concept art does take like a minute to figure out what the fuck you're going to do with it. So, like, to rush the shit wouldn't shock me.
Becky, what was your honorable mention? Let's get that in there. You said you had a comical one.
I mean, it's funny because it's true, but it doesn't mean that the first version was good, and it's the Country Bears. Like, replacement
I haven't
is
seen
so
the
much
second one yet,
stupider. I haven't either. It
Replace that
doesn't
shit with
matter.
a pile of rubble. I wouldn't care.
I like
it would be an
I'm saying
upgrade.
the first one was dumb enough, but funny.
It's funny.
And then they've made it other.
Pat, what's your honorable mention?
I'm gonna go to Magic Kingdom, and I'm gonna pick Happily Ever After, whatever that was replaced for a year, and then they brought it back. So it was a good replacement. I mean, it was a bad replacement, but they actually changed it back to something people liked.
Corrected.
So,
corrected.
Yeah, correct.
Self-correct.
That's a corrected one. So
I almost made my honorable mention. I almost made my honorable mention my number one, and it's Figment. Those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, just
goddamn motherfucker.
Fucking brutal. Bobby?
I would also have to go with Frozen over at Norway. That was like the real clear slap in the face of the end of Epcot. So for a lot of people, myself, I think now very much included, and I still can't bring myself to get on the damn thing if I can even walk over there.
Fictional place inside of Norway, apparently. So, I get it. All right, so this is our worst ride replacement show. I guess we should do a best show. So if that's a little precursor to what you might be seeing next Friday on this very channel, if you want to see that, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when videos such as this upload. If you like the video, think about subscribing and hitting like, because it really helps out our channel with the algorithm. For everybody here at Not Club 33, we'll see you soon.